The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, the podcast.
All right, here we are. It's the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. I am Peaches.
I am sinking. Bit by bit.
I can see your
Bye-bye,
face
Peaches.
slowly going behind the monitor.
Slowly disappearing in this quality chair here. All the chairs, only the best. Thanks, Jade.
I had something to play for you here. I have some fun audio.
Oh, boy.
Of this 73-year-old senator.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Let's see if I can get to the load and actually play the full thing. Come on.
Photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
Yeah, the radioactive shrimp. Yeah, you eat it, you'll turn into the alien from the Alien movie because it kind of looks like a shrimp.
And you know how in SpongeBob, Squidward wears the I really wish I weren't here right now button?
Yeah.
This one says, I really wish there were age limits for elected officials right now.
I got into an argument with somebody about that, because I think I said like 60 max or something, and they're like, but that's not fair. Some people, I'm like, all right, well, aptitude test.
What do you mean that's not fair?
I just think that politics should be a younger person's game. No offense, we got some great listeners that are older, all right? But when you talk about old politicians, they just seem completely out of touch with the modern world. And
Look at old people at self-checkout. Look at old people when their phone goes off at full volume and they stare at it and they do that backwards head tilt stare down and just let it ring for 5 minutes straight. Look at them driving. They can't drive. Every time I go down Sunnyside, there's somebody going 25. I go past around them. Oh, it's old Ethel barely over the steering wheel.
Yeah, so should they be able to set policy?
No.
No. I think there should be an age limit.
They barely have time to live.
And a lot of them, they don't even have term limits. Like the president has a 2-term limit, but everybody else, they can just keep getting elected till the end of time. It's ridiculous. I think there at least has to be an aptitude test, like a really difficult test. And if you can't pass it, you can't run, no matter how popular you are. Like you failed the test. Like, if you want to be a doctor or, a lawyer, you have to pass the bar. Right? Why don't we have that for politicians? There are no qualifications other than being popular. So if you get enough money behind you, you can, make those attack ads. If you can get people to vote for you can get into the most powerful offices in the country. And it's all money, I think there should be a hardcore test.
We also talked about age limits in radio. Like once you reach, once you reach like what, 55, 60? What was the age that you came up with?
I think it was about 60. Time to go, time to get, or else you at least have to move to classic rock or something like that.
Yeah, Lou Brutus, 62 years old.
Oh, sorry, Lou. We'll make it 64.
I mean, look at Howard Stern, 71.
Yeah, Stern needs to retire. He needs to retire, open up some of that radio money to all those podcasters out there that Sirius will hire.
Ryan Seacrest is 50. He's safe for now. Elvis Duran, how old is he? 61.
61. He's out. I think it's format specific. If you're going to move to a classic-based format like classic hits or classic rock, okay. But a lot of these guys are on like top 40 stations. Yeah. They're sitting there slinging Sabrina Carpenter. It's like, dude, come on. You're too old. You're too old to be doing that. Okay.
Even the classic rock DJ thing, most of them are so cringe too.
Well, it's because they grew up in the different time when radio. You got to put on the radio voice.
But they've also smoked like 2 packs a day every day for the past 20 years. So they sound really bad too.
Back when you could smoke in the studio, man.
And they call themselves like Spike or something.
Yeah. Yes, age limits for most jobs. That's going to be my platform when I run for office eventually. But
is that going to happen?
No, I posted about it on social. You just can't if you work in broadcast, TV, or radio. You're screwed because of the equal time rule. It's garbage. It's antiquated, and I don't understand why it still exists. Because media is different now. There's so many different places to get information. Why are these two places, restricted to having to allow equal time to every single candidate if somebody is on the air? It's stupid. Stupid.
It's the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. I am Peaches.
I'm Victor.
So my friend Matt, I've talked to you about him, talked about him on the air in general as well, quite a lot as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And we hung out with him in L.A., me, my friend Christian, Matt, and we kind of we're trying to figure out what to do. For some reason, Matt out of nowhere goes, why don't we just go to the top of the L.A. City Hall? There's an observation deck at the very top of it.
Yeah, I saw you post a picture from inside there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apparently that's a thing that you can just go inside, get your stuff checked through security, and then you just get a visitor badge and you can just walk the City Hall.
Okay. Was it fun?
It was okay. I mean, who really cares? I mean, I don't really care much for, LA politics, but
yeah,
it was cool to see.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have considered that for a tourist destination. Should have gone on the Hood Life tour, dude.
A lot of those tours are not doing well.
Yeah.
We were walking down Hollywood Boulevard. The TMZ tour is a ghost town, like many things down there, you can tell. And there's still, I saw at least one of those dudes that handed a CD to one guy.
Oh, yeah, he still has that going.
I saw one guy do that, and you can tell, like, he was being forceful with it, too. There was a lot of, I don't know, I think there were a lot of German tourists walking around, and one of those guys, the one guy we saw, handed the CD over to the dude, and the other guy's like, no, I really don't need this, thank you, I don't have cash, and the guy's like, I take credit card, I take this, and this whole thing. And for me, I'm just like, well, if you won't take it, I'll just put it on the ground and walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Just put it on the ground and leave. And also, I mean, in this day and age, you should be handing out jump drives. Who has a CD player? Like
some people, but I mean, who really listens to that stuff anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a guy who collects CDs, and also we've given away CDs on the air. There's always that one jokester in the comments going, who listens to CDs anymore, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I collect them too. I have lots that are unopened and things like that, but I don't know. The last time I actually played a CD was on the drive to Bellingham because we got in these areas with no service. And I was like, oh yeah, I have CDs in here. So we were like popping them in. What's on here? Because they were all burned discs and things like that. And it was kind of interesting. I found some albums because I'd put 7 albums on a disc. And yeah, then I got back to service and I haven't touched a CD since. JD dropped me off a couple CDs of his brother's band. And I was like, is there a CD player in this building? I don't know if there is.
We used to have a disc drive on the computer tower in here, but then we somehow switched to like this little tiny thing.
Yeah, we got the little supercharged one. I think Jade said we have a portable one somewhere that you can plug in through USB, but I'd have to go dig around in the engineering room and find it.
And that's a whole nuisance, too, to plug something in the computer.
It's like I got a lot going on, so haven't got around to that yet. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that the tourists... the tours and things in L.A. are doing bad because I've been seeing tons of articles about Vegas.
Me too.
I guess Vegas tourism is just tanking.
Well,
and they're blaming all kinds of things, but I was in Vegas last fall. It has gotten to be so expensive there.
I even saw a thing get posted. I'm glad you brought this up. A thing about how there was these mini fridges in this particular hotel, and if you try to drink anything. They charge you money, or you try to eat anything out of that fridge, they charge you a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
There was this one that actually has sensors. If you move anything out of that tray, they charge you like $50 extra.
Oh yeah, I don't ever touch that stuff. And when we went, we got the cheapest room possible, which was at Circus Circus, and it was expensive. And then I needed toothpaste. You go into the gift shop in Circus Circus, which is like low tier casino, small tube of toothpaste, $10. Like they wonder why people aren't going. And I've watched some videos where people are talking about changes they've made to gambling. I don't gamble, but I guess they've made it even harder for players to win. Like they've changed a lot of rules and things, up the minimum bets, and they're wondering why people ain't going. It's too expensive. I would imagine LA is the same.
Oh yeah,
hotels have got to be outrageous. Because even around here,
Well, that's the thing I was going to talk about, too. I was going to mention this in the next break. The Olympics, the Summer Olympics, are going to be in L.A. in 2028.
Yeah.
And my friends and I were talking about it, wondering how expensive everything's going to be.
Oh, geez.
There's going to be traffic mayhem. It's going to be impossible to fly back home for myself, even to Orange County, just because of all the people from around the world going to that specific area. And I'm wondering, too, what is the government going to do? Are they going to start cleaning up the city now by getting rid of the homeless people? Because you know what happened when all those world leaders came to San Francisco? And then Gavin Newsom's like, some of you may think, or most of you may think that we cleaned up the city right before these world leaders got here. We did.
Of course they do.
It's like, I wonder what's going to happen now once the world is going to be watching the LA Olympics.
Yeah, Salt Lake did the same thing when they had the Olympics.
But they don't nearly have as many problems as LA does.
No. So
If Skid Row's all of a sudden going to be demolished and turned into something.
Yeah, I guess just no events downtown. Just stay away from downtown. Yeah, they'll probably hold it all like, I don't know, up in the hills or something, the nicer areas. I don't know. And they've got to build all kinds of stuff, right? To make the events happen.
I forgot exactly where all the events are taking place, but the Olympics as a whole, like when they had them in Brazil, there was a whole bunch of issues. There's been a whole bunch of issues with every country they've been to.
Oh, yeah.
And LA is probably going to have a whole lot of just robbing issues. People trying to go inside the Olympic Village and try to steal stuff.
Who knows? Yeah, LA is a wild place, dude.
Falling asleep, waking up, there's a bum next to you with a syringe in his arm.
It could be.
Victor, we were talking about LA, Las Vegas, and I was just scrolling Reddit because I'm a leftist.
That's what all leftists do.
Apparently. But somebody in r/ask for answers posted, what's the most overrated city you've been to?
Overrated.
And Las Vegas was one of the top answers here. LA, certainly is one of the more overrated. New York, you could say all the big cities. Overrated in some sense.
I guess it depends what expectations you have when you go to them, because to me, they live up to the expectations I had anyway. I thought New York was cool. I like LA. I like Vegas for like 3 days max. And I'm like, get me out of this place.
I do love big cities, but I really can't stand people who just bother you for no reason. I really can't.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I'm not a big fan of that. Trying to think of what I would say is the most overrated city that I've been to. It's a really tough question. Because there's things about every city I don't like, and it's generally traffic, which that's just part of being in a big city. Like you've heard me complain about driving in Seattle or driving in LA. Overrated.
Somebody said people talk about how Houston is a hidden gem, but I was born and partially raised there, and it's never been anything but a humid bleep, in my opinion.
Phyllis always said Houston sucked. She was not a fan, and Houston does have a pretty good reputation as being a cool place.
Somebody else wrote, Nashville, overpriced, downtown smells like number one, too many cowboy hats and no cows.
Yeah, I've heard that New Orleans can be a bit overrated from people.
Washington, D.C., saw this one here.
Never been to Washington, D.C., because I've gotten annoyed in, I totally had a place that I thought would, I was thinking, we were talking about the Joe Rogan subreddit earlier, and I think that Austin is one of those places that is now really overhyped, and because a lot of people moved there and are like bailing.
I feel bad for the people of Austin because they really got the whole all celebrities moving to the area. You want to talk about Idaho people getting super mad and being vocal about Californians moving in? Austin got it a whole lot worse.
It got it way bad.
Texas got it way worse as a whole.
Yeah. And Texas, it just doesn't scream the place to be to me at all. Flying over it, being at the Dallas airport. I've never been to Austin or Houston, but just from what I've seen of it, it's just hot, flat. I don't know. It just doesn't look good to me. Texas seems like the last place on earth I'd want to move. But, same with Nevada.
There's way worse than Texas, I would say. There's way, way worse than...
there's Mississippi and Ohio.
Delaware. Come on. Portland, Oregon.
Now, I like Portland. I don't think Portland's that bad. I think it's got a bad rap that I think they've been cleaning it up pretty good, from what I've heard.
It's still.
But it's a fun city. It's nice. It's very green. It's places like Vegas that I'm like, why would somebody live here? There's nothing around it. It's just flat, ugly desert. It's not like Phoenix, that at least it's a pretty desert.
Well, Vegas is funny because there's literally nothing around it. That's the thing nobody talks about. There's nothing there, and then all of a sudden Vegas just pops up out of nowhere.
Like from Phoenix, you could drive to Flagstaff, Sedona. You could go to Tucson. Yeah, there's so many places you can go. Where are you going to go from Vegas? Mesquite?
Reno.
Reno's pretty far from Vegas, I think.
It's a 4-hour drive from where I used to live to Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's still a very far drive.
That's a very far drive.
That's a commitment.
That is a commitment. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I last 3 days in that town and I'm like, enough. I don't know if it's just too much flashing lights and too many people, but I just can't take it.
I love the flashing lights, but when there's crowds and, like I said, people bothering you, when people just walk up to you asking for things or like they want to sell you something, it's like, dude, stop.
And
like, that needs to be a new rule. Like there should be a whole law against people just, being on the street, trying to photobomb your picture and then charge you $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a fake Michael Jordan that's literally on Hollywood Boulevard all the time that lives right by my friend Matt.
Yeah.
And he's been out there for like 6 years. And he puts on the Bulls uniform, goes out there, does some tricks, and people take photos with him, and they pay him money for what? Just a stupid picture.
Well, who is that guy I could go out and dress up as? Do you think I could make money?
Paul Giamatti.
Dressed up as Paul Giamatti.
All right, Victor, I thought we could talk about this. Again, since I'm a leftist, I'm using Reddit here.
Oh, leftist platform. Clearly.
Somebody posted an r/ask Reddit. What is an upper middle class problem that you have, but you can't really complain about without seeming out of touch?
Oh, right. I can't wait to see how many of these things I've complained about. No, I'm not upper middle class.
I thought once I had enough money, you could just pay people to make problems go away. Now I'm like, I paid $700 to have my gutters cleaned, and this is the quality I get?
I could understand that one to a degree. Like, carpet cleaning. All right, I guess they cleaned them. Jeez.
My mom brought in an interior designer for all the renovations she's doing to our childhood home, and I hate the interior designer's taste.
Yeah.
I don't like the shade of green they picked.
Then just come up with the colors yourself. Then hire the people to paint, and then be like, they did a bad job painting.
The ice rink closest to my house has inconvenient ice time, so I have to drive to a different rink 25 minutes away for my kids to figure skate. All
right, these are pretty good. These are pretty good upper middle class problems that people are not going to want to hear you whine about.
My laundry room is laid out such that the dryer and washer can't be side by side, but rather have to be placed perpendicular to each other on either side of a water heater in the corner. The door of the front load washer can't be reversed, so it's always sort of in the way while transferring clothes. Also, it makes the area around the water heater all but inaccessible without moving the dryer several inches to the left. Again, just laundry room issues going on with this person.
Yeah, I mean, I could complain about my laundry room. It's too small for me to easily have a basket to sort and load the clothes because it's just small. Like my kitchen, it's small.
You ready for this one? This one's great. I'm teaching my kids to ski, but they don't seem into it, so I'll probably just go on my annual ski trip alone this year. When I heat my outdoor in-ground pool too long and it feels like a bath.
Oh no, not that. I turned the hot tub up 1 degree higher than I prefer, and now I can't sit in it as long because it's too hot.
This is a Victor answer if I've ever seen one. I need to replace the aging dock at my lake house.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Oh, my boat is not up to the modern standards I'd prefer.
I do love when people throw out like the amount they paid. Like the one time when me and my friends were at the, what was it, Box Canyon? We were at that pretty water in Buell, Idaho, where my kayak, tipped over and all that.
Yeah. Did you see my birthday message for you?
I did.
Okay,
Thank you. But there was a guy on a jet ski there, and him and his wife were on 2 different jet skis. And the guy on the jet ski, I think he drifted into the guy's motorboat, something like that.
Okay.
Big fat dude, tan skin. You can tell he's retired. All he does every day is go on his boats, and he has this big belly, so he eats a lot. And he was just sitting there on his boat, and all of a sudden we just hear, "Hey, hey, hey!" And then the guy on the jet ski ran into him.
Oh, geez.
And he started screaming like, "This is my $20,000 boat!" Ooh. And I'm like, why would you throw that out there? Why would you feel the need to do that?
The value of my truck could possibly be 10 G's. I don't know. It's old, but how dare you scrape against it?
This other answer here for what's an upper middle class problem. The whole thing, I was telling my mom about how my westbound flight to Australia would mean I'd lose my Duolingo streak if I didn't take action to fix it, like changing my time zone before boarding the plane, and she very rightfully laughed in my face about it.
Yes, you deserve that.
I once heard someone say, in all seriousness, it's so hard to buy art.
Oh no. The rough life of art shopping. What am I going to do? This is, I have no sympathy for these people, Peaches.
The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.